Okay, Donna, hi. Thanks
Hi.
for coming today. So doing this video testimonial. So you've come a long way since your email first to me on the 14th of February, which is nearly 2 months. And you saw me for 5 sessions.
Yes.
And we've just been through the email just to sort of have a look what you said. Can you remember what you said to me when you emailed me?
Yeah, that had loads and loads of problems.
Okay. And where have they gone now?
Most of them are at 0.
Most of them at 0.
Yes.
0 meaning that it's 0 to 10 on emotional intensity. So that I often use that. So 10 being that it's massively traumatizing and it's in your system, and 0 being that it's calm. It's just not there. So we've gone back and had a little look on the list of the issues that you had when you came. So I get them to write a peace list, and this is a list of things in order to be able to make peace on. So we've had a little run through already, but let's see how much she laughs this time. So the first one was I get jealous about other women, and that was 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And that was really seriously bothering you.
Yeah.
And where is that now?
0.
A total 0?
Yes.
Not jealous of other women?
No.
And you feel like a sexy mama now?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. I get angry about anything really easily. That was a 9.
Yeah, I still have a bit of a temper on me, but I think that's part of who I am.
Right. Okay.
But it's in control.
Okay.
I don't feel like I'm out of control with it.
Okay. Because that was something else that I think we'll get down to the second page. Because after we cleared the first page, she came back for the second session with a whole load more issues that we had to work on. And one of those things was about control. I don't trust men because I know they'll let me down. That was a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
And what's that now?
That's a 0.
A total 0?
Yeah.
What? That not? I don't trust men because I know they'll let me down.
Yes. But all men are different.
Are they?
And some men will let me down, but not all of them.
Oh, okay. That's handy, isn't it?
It's very handy.
All right. I'm insecure because I don't like myself.
Yeah, that's definitely a 0.
A 0?
Yes.
Like, that was an 8.
Yeah.
So how can you feel so secure in yourself now?
Because you helped me get rid of all of my low self-esteem issues.
Oh.
I used to walk around looking at the floor. I would never walk looking around me. Because
Okay.
I didn't like to think people were looking at me.
Okay.
But now I look all about quite happily.
Okay.
I like who I am.
And have people noticed this change in you?
Yeah. I have a happy vibe coming off me, I'm told.
Okay. Okay. And when you've said you've attributed it to EFT, NLP, and come to see me in coaching, what have they said?
Some people think it's really, really interesting. And
Okay.
some people think that I've done it all by myself. But I'm 30, I haven't done it all by myself. If I could have done it by myself, I would have done it before now. So it is definitely NLP and EFT.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. I fear lack of control. Oh, here's a control one. I fear lack of control / being controlled because then I feel caged. That was a 7.
Yeah.
Where do you feel that is now?
I think I am in control. I think you're always in control, really. It's just a fear of control, isn't it?
But these were really serious issues. I mean, this
Yeah.
is like you felt you needed to come and see somebody to help you. And why didn't you choose counselling or psychotherapy or?
I have had counselling when I was younger.
Okay.
And I didn't find it helped at all. Just
Okay.
talking and not having any direction. But when coming to see you, you gave me homework to do. And I've always got EFT there. So I
Okay.
can always help myself.
Okay. You did really respond well to EFT, and you did, like most people do, but you did do tapping in between sessions, didn't you?
Yes.
Why did you choose me out of anybody else?
I don't know, I did a Google search and I've got lots of different websites up and read them, but I was just drawn to you.
Did you see some of the videos?
Yeah.
You did?
I found it really interesting. It
Okay.
didn't look like normal counselling, and I knew normal counselling didn't work, so I wanted to try something different.
Okay. Another issue here, I get anxious because I lack control, i.e. financially, emotionally.
Yeah, I still stress about those things a little bit sometimes, but it's normally when I'm at work and my mind's running on its own. And sometimes I get to the end of the day and I've addressed all the issues in my head anyway and it's gone. And if not, then I do EFT when I get home and get the subject down.
Okay. And you get the specific issue that's running and work on that.
Yeah. Whereas I used to react. I'd react to it straight away, whereas now I know I don't need to react to it.
And you kind of understand what your brain is doing.
Yeah.
And what programs you're running.
Yeah.
And so you're not insane and you're not out of control or manically paranoid. It's the fact that it's a program running, partly due to your personality,
Yeah.
because you're an Enneatype 6.
Yeah.
And it's something that you have to address before it kind of snowballs and goes down
Yeah.
that place. And you stop it and address it and bring it home and then go, okay, this is all that it is. It's a program that I'm running and I need to work on this and address it, which is what you've been doing.
Yeah.
So thus, you now feel in control.
Yeah.
Whereas before, you felt that your mind and your unconscious mind was totally in control.
Yeah.
And running the show.
Yeah.
And now it's like, no, now I know how to stop this craziness.
Yeah, I understand myself.
You understand yourself. I'm scared to commit because I feel like I'm giving too much up.
Yeah, that's a 0.
A 0! Okay, so you're going to commit one day? Or at least you'd like
I
to?
just need to find the right man now.
Good luck with that. Okay, so she came, as I said, in session 2 with significantly less issues.
Yeah.
Because that stuff kind of cleared.
Yeah.
And I think I remember you mailing me saying, I felt really great. I also gave you a CD. I gave you a CD on the Enneatype 6.
Yeah.
So did I give that after the first session?
Yes.
Okay, so we Enneatyped you within the first session.
As soon as I walked in through the door.
She's a 6. And only because I'm a 6 and
Yeah.
I can recognise paranoia
Yeah.
and craziness because I've been in terrible places at one time. And so she came to session 2 with a whole load of new issues. So, which happens, and that's completely fine, because when you clear the big stuff, then you start to get to sort of more nitty-gritty things and other things that have been underneath the surface. So we had, I hate myself for allowing someone else to sway my decision on a termination.
Yes.
And that was a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And this was something you didn't bring to your first session, but it was something about an abortion that came up in between sessions, and it was a new feeling, a new fear.
Yeah.
And you had counselling on that? No, you had counselling when you were younger.
Yeah.
So how have you dealt with that over the years?
I tried to just forget about it to start off with and just pretend that it didn't happen.
Right.
But that didn't work.
Okay.
So then on the anniversary, I used to let a balloon go on that day,
Okay.
and it made me feel better.
Okay.
But after discussing it with you, I don't feel like I need to do that anymore because I've let the whole issue go.
Okay. Did we just discuss it?
No, we did EFT and NLP on it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Which made that 10 a what?
I think it was a 2 on the day,
Correct.
but it's a 0 now.
That's right, actually. Yeah. And then you also had, I don't deserve children now
Yeah.
because I feel so much guilt.
Yeah.
And the guilt was a 10. The shame was an 8. And the sadness was a 4. And now it's a 0.
They're all 0, yeah.
And how do you see that? Or how do you sense that experience now?
I think it's made me grow as a person to have gone through that. But I don't feel sad about it. I feel like I did the right thing for me and the baby. And that when it's time, if I do choose to have children, then that's fine. I haven't done anything that means I can't have children.
Right.
I just didn't want children then.
See, people would classically think that, well, we can talk about that in counselling or psychotherapy and be able to get you from those 10 out of 10, all that guilt and that shame, and somehow we'd be able to get you to feel and think more rationally. But we didn't do that at all, did we?
No.
But now you have that feeling of it's a 0.
Yeah.
But we literally tapped the charge out of it, and I used a little bit of NLP, which you probably weren't aware of when I was using it. But in order to be able to expand your consciousness and your thinking. Okay, I feel personally responsible for my mum's unhappiness, and it's unfounded. Which you knew it was unfounded, so you were sort of going, well, it's irrational.
Yeah.
But I'm personally responsible. I feel personally responsible for my mum's unhappiness. 8 out of 10.
0.
So you used to walk around with an 8 out of 10 most of the time going,
Yeah.
what am I going to do to help her?
Yeah. And every time that I saw her sad, I felt like it was my fault.
So what happens when you see her sad then?
I think she needs to do something about it. It's her responsibility.
Right, okay. So does it feel like, well, kind of a shunning of responsibility now? Sort of like, oh, you deal with it, you know? How does it feel like that?
No, I don't feel like aggressive towards it. I just feel like if she wanted a better life, she could have it. I've done it. So yeah, her issues might be more than mine, but she's got every right to be happy, but she needs to choose that path herself.
Very good. I don't think I have the capability to really fall in love, and I blame my mum for having such issues. So there's two aspects to that.
Yeah.
So I don't think I have the capability to fall in love, and that was an 8, and we brought it down to, we broke them down into 2 things. I think the way that I've written this down here is a 5. I don't have the capability to really fall in love.
I can fall in love.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Okay. And that was a 5 out of 10. So what is that now?
0.
What, you really believe you're going to fall in love?
Yeah.
God. And I blame my mum for having such issues. That was an 8.
Yeah. That's probably a 0.
Probably a 0?
It is a 0. I can't blame her, it's my responsibility.
Is it?
Yeah.
Again, your responsibility. Yeah. You're taking a lot of responsibility on you.
I'm being a grown-up.
It's very much easier to blame people. So.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
But it makes you bitter.
Oh. And does that make it more difficult to fall in love?
Probably, yeah.
If you're a bitter person?
Yeah.
God, okay. Well, this is fantastic. I feel angry at my parents for causing so much upset in my childhood. That was a 7.
Yeah. No, I think they were just doing the best that they could. And you showed me a book called The 5 Love Languages.
Oh, yes.
Which I'm in the process of reading at the moment.
Okay.
And they just chose to show how much they loved us and the way they brought us up in their way,
right.
Which is different to mine. But that just means when I bring up children, I'll bring them up in my way. It doesn't mean I love them any less.
Okay. And so The 5 Love Languages is a book by Gary Chapman, which explains that really there are kind of 5 strategies for showing love. You think 5 strategies? But I learned this over 10 years ago. A good friend of mine gave me the book, and it made a huge amount of sense. And when you think about NLP, part of NLP is understanding strategies to get an outcome. And Gary Chapman suggests that there are 5 ways of showing love, and it's a great book, so I'm endorsing his book. It's on the shelf somewhere. There it is, I found it. It usually takes me ages to find it. It's down there, little one. The 5 strategies are acts of service, which is doing things for people, gifts, physical touch, I remember them in alphabetical order, quality time, and words of affirmation.